You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
Cooking oil protest as importation cartels invade sector. Some 13 local cooking oil manufacturers are up in arms against importers who they say the government has given a free hand to bring in oil at preferential duties and repackage for sale locally. That story is on the back page of the Daily Nation, and I think that's a very, very, I would say, sad story, because if I am manufacturing oil, I'm a manufacturer, and okay, depending on the cost of production right now in Kenya is high. So if someone is going to import, I'm pretty sure they're not going to import something that is actually at par with the cost that I am incurring. Okay. So chances are high they're bringing in cheaper than I am. And so when we go to sell the oil to our consumer, when you go to the supermarket, when you go to the unless for those people who just look at the brand, you know, when you have your loyal customer, that's when you're going to say, okay, I'm going to buy Jembe's product either way, no matter the price, okay? But in these times, most people are really not even considering the brand. You go and check your brand, you're like, hey, nah, I cannot do this. I mean, there's a cheaper one. I don't think I'm going to die, right? Mm-hmm. So you're like, at this point you're like, I'm not going to die. So you'll end up taking the one that is a little bit affordable, and it's just because maybe they imported it at a cheaper price compared to you who manufactured it. And so maybe as the government is also giving subsidies to fertilizers, I think manufacturing is one thing that they should check. They should try to maybe subsidize, because if you subsidize fertilizers, manufacturing is part of the whole process, you know. I mean, how are we even going to bring in industries? How are we going to make sure that they grow and accelerate their growth? It's through these things. So if now you start, what do we call kuwavunja mikono, when you start actually suppressing them by helping other people import, it becomes a little bit of an issue for them and then for us as a country. Because if I'm working with that company, what are the chances that I'm going to be cut off because they're like, you know, right now we're not making sales as much as we used to, so we don't see why you guys should be here. Or we will be there, but we're not getting paid maybe for 2 months because there are no sales or something like that. So I think it's an issue that we should look at, and the government should actually try to help that sector